Hi everyone, my name is Chris. I'm the Camping Stitcher here on YouTube and Instagram and Facebook and everywhere else, I guess. Welcome to my channel. Today is Friday, January 12th, 2024. Happy New Year. If you're new, welcome. If you're returning, thank you. This is episode 43. I have some FFOs, some whips, some haul, one new start, well actually 2 new starts, well 3 new starts, but some of them are finished, plans, and a campfire story at the end, but it's going to be a short one, so when I get to it I'll let you know in case you want to scoot out and hit somebody else's Flosstube. So it's been a pretty good January so far, other than losing power. I was supposed to do this on Wednesday, and Tuesday night my husband and I were watching some TV after dinner, and I came into my room here to grab my cross stitch to work on, and just pitch black. We had a storm, and it was supposed to get very windy, but it hadn't even gotten windy yet. So 2 trees fell down, a couple houses down the road, took out the power lines. They had to come babysit the power lines because our half, of course, were dead, but the other half of the road that had power was live. So they sat, and I felt bad for the guys, but I guess that's par for the course. That's what they do. They babysat the wires for 24 hours, and we got our power restored yesterday morning. Thank goodness. We have a generator. We have a wood stove, so we're okay. You know, it's just frustrating because it's totally preventable. In our case, we've had the power company hires tree companies that come up and take care of dead trees along the road, and we've been having a back and forth with the tree company for quite some time because they're not taking care of the dead trees. We don't even know what they're doing. We're like, that tree's dead, and they're like, and then it falls and we lose power. So this is probably the 7th or 8th time within the last 12 months that we've lost power because of trees that could have been taken down during the spring when they were up here, and they didn't do it. So that's enough of my rant. It's just frustrating, but I mean, you know, storms you expected, wind, yes, I get it, but not stuff that's preventable. Anyway, let me just jump in. Let's see, I have a new start, and an FFO, and a new release, and an FFO, and I have a couple of whips I was working on, and I think that's about it. Not a lot. You guys might have seen my whip parade last week, and I wanted to get back on the Wednesday schedule, so I'll probably do the next one in a little less than 2 weeks, just to get back on. I think Wednesday's a really good day for me. So, let's see. I have an FFO, and I started this. When did I start it? See, I have this handy dandy book here. I think I would look at it. So this is Winter Quaker, Primrose Cottage. I did it on a piece of 36 count My Little Dove from XJU Designs, and I started it on January 1st, and I finished it on January 4th. And there's my finish. And this was so much fun. This was such a great little stitch. I ordered the kit. It's a kit. It came with a pattern chart and 2 skeins of the Color and Cotton Battleship. And I used half a skein, maybe. So I have 1.5 skeins left of the Battleship. So I think, you know, if you were going to do this on 14 count and use 2 strands, you'd still have plenty, but they gave you more than enough. I ordered it right from Color and Cotton, and it came really, really super fast. I just put a couple of little charms that are not sitting right by my, okay, there we go. A couple little charms on there with one of those light bulb safety pins. And I finished it with some snowflake fabric, put my label on it. And I think this chenille, I glued this on. I think this is Lady Dot Creates, but I don't remember what color it was. So there's my first FFO of 2024. Pretty happy with it. I really like the way it came out. I have like notes here. You know me, notes. And I do have a little announcement right before the campfire story to thank you guys for. Okay, so the next thing I worked on and started, I'm just trying to decide what to show you guys. All right, I'm going to show you my new release that came out yesterday. So this is called Be Mine. And this came out yesterday. It's in my Etsy shop. It's available now. And thank you guys so much for all the lovely comments. And there's a bunch of people that started it already. And Como Stitches just did a color conversion, a color and cotton, which is gorgeous. I can't wait to see how you guys finish this. I stitched mine on 36 count paper bark by Fox and Rabbit. And I think it came out, I'm really excited. I think it just came out exactly the way I wanted it to. It uses 4 colors of DMC floss. Here they are. I'll show you. So we have DMC 223, 221, and 152. And then the accent is not black. It is a 844. It's the beaver gray, dark beaver gray from DMC. This is my pitiful little, this is what I've got left. I gotta go replenish some of my DMC. So that is Be Mine. The stitch count is, it is 90 stitches wide by 75 stitches high. It comes out to about 5 by 4-ish inches on 36 count, but you could stitch it on any count, any fabric, any colors. I just wanted to do something for Valentine's Day that was sweet and pretty, and I wanted the more dusky colors of pink than the brighter colors, so there's my Be Mine. Just finished it with some, I think this is Blackbird Designs fabric and my label. I've been writing the year on with a micro perm marker. Trying to see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. This is a micro perm marker. It is, isn't it by Sakura? Yeah. You can get them, I think I got them in Michael's. I don't know. You can definitely get them on Amazon. But they're permanent, from what I understand. Permanent on most surfaces. So I've just been writing, because I used to put the charms on them, but I didn't order 2024 charms. So while I'm talking to you about this, this chenille, and a lot of my chenille that you see me finish things with, this is glued on. I found a whole selection of this yarn bee. It's called Velvety Smooth in Hobby Lobby, and they have so many different colors. And this is what I use as my chenille when I don't use like Lady Dot Creates, or I do have some, I think I have some extra U trim too. But this is what I use. They have a great selection of colors. I mean, you get a lot of finishing out of one little skein. So that's just my tip of the day. There's chenille yarn out there that, you know, you can actually use to trim your stuff. I thought about twisting it too, 2 different colors, but this is what I ended up with. So this is Be Mine. I kind of feel like I'm really out of sorts today. I had a big plan of what to tell you all, and I just feel like I had to start on my video, and then I got myself confused, and here we are. So, okay, so that's my two FFOs, and I am actually working on one of my other releases, which you saw in the last Flosstube, my Blessing Sampler 2024. I'm doing that with a bunch of you guys that are stitching it. And look at this. I made my own project cards. So popping these into my project bags. And when I'm done with the piece, they're going to go on the back. So this is where I am. This is the only chart I released so far that I haven't model stitched, and that was because I wanted to stitch it along with everybody else. I wanted to release it before January 1st, and I wanted to start it on January 1st with you guys. So this is where I am, and I've been stitching at night, you know, while we're watching TV. This is the perfect little project for me to do while we're in the living room. This is where I am. This is on 18 count Ada. It's by Atomic Ranch, and it's called Weathered Stone. I love it. I ordered a small piece, and I have another half of this piece, and I think this is only going to come down to here. So it's quite a bit, but it's a really pretty fabric. And I'm really enjoying stitching on Ada. It's great for me, for TV stitching, because I could see the holes a lot easier when we're inside. But I'm using Mana Red, but there are so many people out there that are stitching it with different colors. It's just so fun to see what you guys chose for your Blessing Sampler for 2024. So that is one of my whips. I'm checking things off because I just feel like I'm going to mess this up. So that Blessing Sampler, you can start it anytime in January and join in. And it is in my Etsy shop. I wish I had the stitch count for you, but oh, here I do. Okay, so the stitch count on that is 77 stitches wide by 108 stitches high, and it comes out on 18 count or 36 count to about 4 1/4 by 6 inches high. And you could do it on any fabric, any count, any color, any kind of floss. So check that out. All right. The other whip I've been working on like pretty intensely is my Light of Winter, because I'm really making some good progress on it. It is one of my whip go calls for January. And it is, oh, wrong one. Jesus, Mary, and Josephine. If I could pick up the right bag, it would help. Anyways, The Light of Winter, you guys have all seen this. It's Brenda Gervais. Really pretty. It's supposed to be, I guess it's the companion piece to Winter Rose Manor. These are the threads. I'm using all they called for. It's a combination of weeks. There's some Gentle Arts in there, DMC. This is my new favorite red of DMC. It's DMC 22. I just love it, and really, actually, red is my favorite color. So it's got the Weeks Lancaster red in here, and also Gentle Arts Ruby Slipper, which is really pretty. I am doing this on 36 count light mocha by Zweigart. I started it December 1st. It is a Sal. Stitchy Linda is hosting it. It is hashtag Light of Winter Sal. And I'm just loving the progress. I'm super happy. I want to finish this. I've done more than I need to on my whip go. But this is where the house is done. This is where I was working this morning, finishing that border. So it has some trees in here, some deer, and then I have to finish the border here. The border is a lot of fun, but holy man, there's a lot of leaves in there. I don't know if you can see all the leaves on the flowers and stuff. But the house was so much fun. I love brick houses. So, and I will get that framed. I'm not using the same fabric as Winter Rose Manor, but they will be displayed together on my wall. So I'm really hoping part of my plans is to hopefully finish that this month. Oh my gosh. So my WIPGO goals are to work on something for 5 times. So whether it's 5 days or 5 afternoons or whatever, I've more than exceeded the goal on this, but I really want to get it done. My other WIPGO is also another Brenda Gervais, and it's at home, and that's pretty close to a finish. So I'll have plenty of time, I think, to work on both of them this month, and I really hope for a finish. I have a lot of projects I want to get done this year, and my WIPGO last year, I really felt good about how I did that. I mean, it worked out well. So, okay. That's a new start. I'm not going to show that to you. The other thing I worked on, which I haven't worked on in a while, I have 2 Hawkrun hollows that I started. I started Village, and when I started Village, I was like, I really should have started Map. And the whole time I did the first block on Village and started the second one, I was like, I really should have started with Map. I really should have started with Map. So I finally started Map. And I've been working on this in the Hawkrun Hollow Zoom that happens once a month with Pam of Stitch It in the Land of Good Enough and Stitch New England. So last night I got quite a bit done, and I finished that hawk's head. I'm really super happy, and I started putting some green in on the little trees up here. It's like so interesting to see a color other than brown right now. But this is on 36 count. Let's see. It's 36 count aged hazelwood by XJU Designs. I am using the DMC. I'm pretty happy with it. So, actually, if I was going to do a Hawkrun in silk, this probably should have been the one I picked, because it can be quite a lot of silks. But I had to get some work on that, and I'm leaving this out because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a Hawkrun Hollow stitch on Sundays. I don't have a stocking to stitch anymore, so I think I can make this the Sunday stitch, and that would be a lot of fun to have a dedicated Sunday stitch. So those are my whips so far in January, other than I have one new start. Well, I've had a couple of new starts, but I finished them, so they don't count. I debated, I went back and forth about this for a little bit. Should I do it in silk? Should I do it in the DMC? And I finally decided, well, I wanted to start it. I had the DMC. I didn't want to wait for the silk. I was going to use Vicky Clayton silk, and I was kind of debating the color of Santa's Jacket, North Pole by Kathy Barrick. And I decided to do the DMCs. So I am stitching this on 36 count fiber on a whim. It is Milk and Honey. I'm really happy with the color of it. I got some more fiber on a whim in my haul. But And that's where I am right now. And I'm okay with, I was originally going to darken up the red, that corally red, but I really like the way it looks on this. I really like the way it looks on this linen, so I'm going to stick with it. So these are the colors. There's that red-ish. It is DMC 356. That is going to be the color of his coat. And then the accent on some of the flowers is 3064, which is this one. Also, I love it on the fabric, so I'm good. You know, when I was contemplating darkening it up, while I love red, and I love darker red, that what appealed to me was the Santa, so I wanted to keep it the way it was stitched. And that would have looked nice in silks, but I think it'll look fine with DMCs. So there's where I am. That was my new start. And like I put it aside to try to get Light of Winter finished. So that's where I am. That's my latest new start. Now, I keep thinking I want to start other things, but I haven't really settled on anything. And then I wanted to get the Valentine's release out, and I'm mulling around a couple of new releases coming up. So I really didn't want to start anything else. But so next I have some haul. So let me get that. Okay. All right. So now I have some haul. Not a lot, but some. First I have a stitchy gift. This is from someone special, and it's so neat when you get something and it's like, surprise! So she knows who she is. It was really pretty. I was very, very excited and happy to get this. So this is from Ziggy's Closet. And how cute is that scissor fob? I can't wait. I haven't used it because I wanted to show it to you guys. But is that not the cutest little snowman? I love snowmen. I love owls. And then she sent me this floss ring bling with the little snowman. Can you see how cute that is? And these were a gift that was included in there. So I can't wait. I'm going to be using these today when I'm stitching. I couldn't wait to show you guys, but thank you so much. I love them. So fun. You know, you got a package, and I was like, I didn't order anything. And then it was a gift for you. It was very nice. It came with some floss drops. So that was one thing. Now, haul, I forgot to show you. See, things I forgot last time. We have a Tractor Supply right downtown. It's like 5 minutes away. And they were having 50% off on their Christmas stuff. So I picked up this box for next year. It's got a wood top. It's kind of cool. And I thought, well, wouldn't that be perfect to put a cross stitch on? And perhaps maybe I'll even design a cross stitch to go exactly on that. So that was one thing. It was 50% off, and it was $5. So, how could you not, Chris? Okay. Oi. Some other haul. Hang on. I got to get the basket O haul. Let me just grab things out so I can show you. All right. I think that's it. Okay. So I know I showed you my little color and cotton the other last time, but I decided to pick some colors out that I might be designing with. So I'd like to do some designs with some color and cotton, and these are the colors sorry for the glare. I didn't want to take them out until I showed them to you, but beautiful. Oh my gosh. So there's some floss. I did receive, and you guys have, I hope you will have it by now. I hope this isn't spoiling, but This is my Fox and Rabbit December fabric of the month, and it is called Spinifex. And I don't know. That's pretty true. Sorry for the light. It's just the weirdest light today. It's sunny, which is probably why I'm saying it's the weirdest light today, because we're not used to seeing the sun. That was one fabric, and the other, I did get some 1, 2, 3 stitch stuff. This is 36 count Cream and Sugar by Fiber on a Whim, and I need some light neutrals. I needed some light neutrals. So this came the other day. It's beautiful. I cannot wait. I really think that autumn, the new Leela's studio. Autumn is a joy. Autumn is something joy. Joyful noise, or that new Autumn Quaker would probably look stunning on that. It's a possibility it might be started. I might have to DMC that up. And of course, because the fabric couldn't arrive by itself, I picked up Plum Street's This Happy Morning. That will look nice on that fabric too, don't you think? Cold for, hog bristle. It's got Weeks, Classic Colorworks, DMC. The other thing I'm waiting for is I thought about it, and I did order the special kit from Country Sampler for Winter Moon. Hasn't shipped yet. I think they emailed me and said they were waiting for more patterns, charts from Plum Street. And I was, of course, going through my organization, my files, my charts, in my binders, and there was one set of Santas I do not have, and now I have them. Now I have the whole set. So I'm all current as until they come out with the 2024 Santa. So this was the last one I didn't have. And finally, I had ordered this on Amazon. This is the little Daylight Yo-Yo. So cute. Let me tell you something. I used this the last 2 days to find my way around the house in the morning, but it's a little light. It's really powerful, and it has a little magnifier on it. So let me tell you, if you need, I just kept it on my nightstand if I had to get up in the middle of the night. It's pitch black up here. We don't have street lights. There's no, it's cloudy. There was no moonlight, but I ordered it from Amazon, but it came from Australia, and it got here pretty quick. I mean, it was like 8 or 9 days it took. So it was pretty reasonable. And this is going to be great to take to my Stitchy group. So it's, I love my Halo Go, but it's pretty big. So just for Stitchy group, that would be perfect, to take with me. So that was it, I think, for haul. Pretty sure. Oh, I did want to tell you about, I had a lot of questions when I posted my binders. And I will post the links down in the description box. And I did go over this in my last Flosstube, but a lot of people asked to see it again. So this is the 1.5 inch, and it holds quite a bit. Now these labels came from one of those books. Do I have one under here? Like the boat. It's like, let's see if I can grab one. It's not this book, but it's by this publisher. It's Peter Pauper Press. So these stickers came from, I think, one of their other books. It was like vintage something. I'll link it in the box below. they're sticking okay. I think I might need to put a little bit of clear tape over them to make them stay. But this is my little house binder. So these are Oxford binders. They came in a set of 4. They were a little bit more expensive than the white binders. But I liked, this is the inside. And I liked that they had this quick release here. I don't know if you can see it. So what I am doing is, the page protectors are also from Amazon, and originally I ordered the quantity of 200, and I went through that. And then I ordered a smaller 100 quantity to finish up, and I still have some of that left. I put the patterns in a page protector, and I usually put 2. If they're super small, I might put 3, but I face them away from each other, and I try to group them. Like, these are grouped, this is patriotic, that's patriotic. I'll put all the Christmas together. Originally I was gonna put the ones that I finished behind everything in the back, but I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put like a paper clip up here on the page protector itself, to just so they could stay with their grouping, but I'll know I finished. Well, I usually know I finished, but it'll mark that they're finished, they're done. So that's it, really. That's all there is to it. Binders, page protectors. I'm grouping them in categories, like holidays, seasons, and trying to keep those things together so that when you're flipping through them, you're not having to flip through the whole binder to get to Christmas or Easter. So I'm trying to do it chronologically, winter, spring, summer, fall. And then, at the end of all those groupings, I'll put samplers, that kind of thing. So that's how I'm doing it. You have to come up with the system that works for you. But it's been so nice to have everything organized there. And I went through, when I did my whip parade, I went through my projects, and there are my project bags there. That basket right there has all my Nerds hoops in it. Down there below it is a bigger basket with, there's some kits in there, and then my empty project bags. And somebody else asked how I store my floss. Here's my floss tree. This was a longer burger basket stand, and I group my floss, DMC, and then towards the bottom there's the Weeks, the Classic Colorworks, the Color on Cotton. I put them on big rings, and like the DMC is all the 100s are together, all the 200s are together, and so on. So that's it's not in this direct light, so I feel good about how it is. I may change it at some point, and put it like on the back of a door or something like that, but so far so good. It works for me. That's about it. As far, my fabric is in one of those accordion sewing boxes. It's got legs, and it sits right next to my chair. And it comes and it spreads out, and I have all my fabric in there. So it's like a cedar, it's cedar lined in there. But at some point I might move it into one of my spool cabinets. We'll see. I'm trying to, not make more spaces. Trying to pare down on spaces. I have 3 boxes over here that are going to Habitat for Humanity. Somebody did ask me that, like, what do you do with when you clean out your room? I have a box to send to my family. They're interested in some of the art supplies and other things that, books and older things that I'm not going to use anymore. If I don't know somebody that wants them, I will box them up and I will drop them off at Habitat. So they are getting more into, they have more like a crafting section in ours anyway. So I have the 3 little boxes to go there, and, it's nice to go through your stuff in the beginning of the year and just remind you what you have. And I am not doing a no-buy. I am just trying to be more intentional. I'm going through my stuff. There's a few things, like one thing I duplicated, and I was like, oh, I can't believe I did that. But it was a small chart, so I wasn't too upset. And the only other thing that I felt like, why did I do this? It's not, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, it was an exclusive in the homespun group, and it was a mystery. And I don't have the best luck with mysteries. So it's one of those things. It's just not my style. And I succumbed to FOMO. And that was the last time I did something like that, because it doesn't work out for me. I'm not going to let the fear of missing out, I'm going to try not to let the fear of missing out dictate my purchases. And so, for instance, when I was thinking about the winter sampler, I really liked the whole thing. The rabbit, I'm not sure about, but I think it kind of fits. But I sat and I thought about that for about almost 2 weeks before I went and I ordered it. And if I waited too long and missed out on it, then in my head it was just like, then it wasn't meant to be, kind of thing. Or maybe you'll come upon it some other way, But I'm trying to just enjoy the stitches that I have, stitch somewhat from my stash. And if I see something that I really like, I'm going to get it. But if I see something that I'm like, do I really like that? Should I get that? Then I'm not going to get it. Because if you ask yourself those questions, then you're not entirely sure. And you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't just, I don't know if that makes sense. Just going to try to be more intentional. And enjoy everything that I have. So that's my plan as far as purchases. I'm only in one fabric of the month, and that is Fox and Rabbit. I would love to get into the color and cotton. At least the threads, if not the fabric. But we'll see. I have myself on the waiting list. I'm trying to think. What else? I'm doing WIPGO. I have all my assignments picked and put on the board. If I finish something, or I change my mind about something, there's a couple of things I'm kind of thinking, do I want to finish them? Do I want to restart them? Do I want to just put them on hold? And that's okay. That's okay with me. I'm not feeling bad about it. I'm not feeling any kind of guilt about it. So I think it's all part of the process. I like to stitch, and I like to finish my stitches. I've got, that has to be framed. That has to be framed. I'm not sure what I'm doing with, that's the fruits. Is it the Fruits Plenty? Modern Folk Embroidery. And then over there by the door, which you can't see, I have, I want to say 5, 6 things to frame. I haven't ordered my frames yet because I haven't seen a good sale on them yet. So I at least want to have a sale where I'm not paying shipping. And I do order them from Art2 Frames. And sometimes I pick them up at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. So depends. Everything that I have to frame is, actually have the frame for Winter Sampler. So that has to get done. But everything else I have to frame is, they're not regular sizes. And so, yeah, I know. I don't mind ordering them. It's just, I want to wait for a sale of some sort. Anyway, that's it for my plans, really. I'm going to keep designing. 2023 was a really neat year. A lot of good things happened. The biggest one was I was able to retire and start putting my designs out, and you guys have been really supportive and welcoming, and it's just so neat to see other people stitching things I've had in my head and written down in my notebook for so long. So I really appreciate that. What else have I been doing? Oh, as far as Flosstubers, too new to me. I've been watching a little bit. We did have cable while we had no power. They actually come up here and they put a generator up at the pole that has the cable box on it, and they actually come up and fill it. So we do have internet. If we're running our generator, we have internet, and we have cable. It's not great. Like, I couldn't do like a Zoom, like I wouldn't hold a Zoom chat or anything like that, because it would be too unreliable, because you never know when they're going to run out of gas. But they're pretty good about that. Anyway, so I was able to watch some Flosstube. So 2 Bay Stitchers, they mentioned me, so thank you, ladies. Michelle and Cheryl, they're in Canada, so go give them a watch. They have a lot of neat projects and a lot of pretty stuff to show. And then new Flosstubers, Amy and Allie, they're in Arizona, the mother and daughter, and their channel is Lost Our Needles. They have 2 episodes out. They're great. Just go give them a watch. You might have heard about them already, but go give them a watch if you haven't. I caught up with Christine Hollishan Creates, Christy Crosshatch Quilts, and Olivia Pumpkin Hollow Quilts. She always has such beautiful quilts. So yeah, I've been catching up on some Flosstube, and that's about it. I have the 2 sales that I'm doing right now are the Light of Winter sale, and the other one is Christmas in the City sale with Niecy Stitches. I said it right, Niecy. But I haven't worked on that since last week, so I didn't want to show that. So I think that's it. Before I tell the campfire story, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody. I did reach the milestone. We're over 4,000 subscribers now, and I am going to have a little thank you. That's what we're going to call it. So follow the rules of being thanked. Be 18, blah, blah, blah. Don't mention, I'm going to give away, I said giveaway, didn't I? I'm going to thank away 4 patterns, 4 different winners from my Etsy shop. So be a subscriber and leave me a comment. What could you use? What word should we use? I should have thought of that before so I can do a search on it. Use the word thanks. Just use the word thanks. You can just put the word thanks. You could use it in a sentence. But use the word thanks, and I will pick some people next time. It's too late now. I already said the word. I just can't even follow my own rules. And you can pick something, and I will email it right over to you. So that's it. That's all I've got for this episode, this cross-stitch confession, and I will see you next time. I will try to come back, and it's probably going to be a little under 2 weeks because I want to stick to that Wednesday routine, and stay healthy, stay safe if you're in the path of these storms that are coming, because there's going to be some brutal temperatures and rains and snow and blizzards and tornadoes, and Texas is getting freezing temperatures, and stay safe, stay warm, keep your stitching close, and I'll see you next time. My campfire story this time is just going to be a really short one. It happened this summer when we were out west and we were camping in Grand Teton, and for my retirement, my husband gave me a new bike, and we took them away with us. He got one. He had gotten one too, which they're really nice. It's an electric bike, but it's great because I'm out there and I'm riding a bike and I'm moving around and I'm getting a little exercise. And if there's a big hill, I don't have to say, whine like a baby, and I could just, and you go up the hill. Anyways, so we took him out with us and we were riding him around, and we were camping in Grand Teton, and this beautiful campground at the base of the Tetons over there. And they have, it's part of the park. So the rangers there come and they do presentations and programs at night at the amphitheater. So we were camped. So it's a campground like shaped like a big rectangle, and it's got all these loops off of it. And so the amphitheater is here, and we're all the way over there, which isn't that far. But I mean, it's a couple campsite loops over. So we took the bikes over, and when we had gotten there, I had stood up my bike and put the kickstand down, and it fell over. And I was like, really? So I said to my husband, I think there's something wrong with the kickstand. And he was like, I'll look at it. And so it happened a couple of times, and we fixed it since then. But it was one of those things like, you stood the bike up, it fell over. And you stood it up and it was fine. So you kind of like forgot about it. So we were going to the program that night at the amphitheater, and we got on our bikes and we rode all the way down to the amphitheater, and there were a bunch of people there already, and they were sitting in the seats, and there were bikes lined up like on the side of the building behind where the ranger was going to talk. So here's the building, rangers here, bikes are over here. So my husband and I pull up, put our bikes, and of course my bike is the last one. He pulls up, I pull up, my bike's the last one. He says maybe 3. I think there were more than that. I think there were, I want to say enough to make a dramatic look. But I mean, at least, I want to say there were like at least 4 other bikes and then ours. And so we sat down and we're waiting, and the ranger starts to speak, and she's talking, and we're looking at her, and out of the corner of my eye, I see movement, and I'm like, no. And it was just like one of those slow motion things. Here's my bike, and then it hits my husband's bike. And I felt so bad. And thankfully it happened real slow, and nobody's bike got damaged, because I think I would have been mortified. But the ranger, of course, she's talking, and my husband and I are sitting next to each other, and I must have been like, and he must have been, and she was like, your faces. She was like, your faces. All I could do was look at your faces and turn and look and see all the bikes go flipping right over, like a domino effect. Yep. So that was a big enough reminder to fix the kickstand, which was fine after we tightened it up. I don't know what was wrong with it. Anyways, that's my campfire story. Make sure your kickstand's tight on your bike and you don't park it last in line, so that you're the one responsible for knocking everybody else's bikes over. Everybody laughed. Thank God. I just, man, could you imagine if someone got mad? I mean, rightly so, but anyways, that's my campfire story. That's it for this week. All right, you guys, stay safe, stay warm, and do all the things that you want to do, and stitch away. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.